to that sweet I guess so. I'm working late, cause I'm a writer. I'm a singer, twisted humor. Oh, we're not talking.
I know, we're singing.
Don't get this going. Could your ex don't do it, boy. Walk in and dream come true, boy. Stop standing up, perfume the boy.
All right, should we
Imagine if they're not hearing this, like the song, and we're like, nice.
Can we guess how many? Can we
guess?
officially know? Is it 5? Is it 5th? Let me check really quick, just so we know officially.
Yeah, let's make our assumptions. I think it's
I think it's 5th.
5th or 6th, not.
No, I think this is our 5th.
Fifth. Let's see. Drum roll.
Subscribe. I haven't even subscribed. Okay. I know.
No, wait.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 6th.
That was right.
Okay, cool. Yalla. Welcome to Curly Convos, episode 6. Woo! Okay, it's been a minute.
Oh,
I feel like the last time we talked, AI was not a thing. I'm just kidding.
and it was like almost 7 months ago.
Exactly.
Terrible.
And a lot has changed.
The break was longer than expected.
Yeah, it was a cold, cold winter.
Boring, sad winter without melody here.
But I'm back, and Laura's back. We're back.
And we're back.
So we want to talk about AI today because let's face it, everybody's talking about AI. Every podcast I listen to is about AI, and I figured we will do our own little version of it.
And even like the conversations, all the casual conversations, they're like, if I ask somebody something, they're like, oh, let me check with ChatGPT, and I'm like,
That's where we're at. It's no
that's a
longer
whole
Googling
new
things,
reality.
it's ChatGPTing
Yeah.
things now. So
Claude too.
Clauding things, yeah.
Clauding.
I'm not down with Claude as much as I'm down with Chat. What about you?
Depends. I'm closer with chat,
Okay.
but sometimes I feel like Claude writes a more genuine text. So I think sometimes I ask both and then I decide which one I prefer. I do a
Interesting.
compare contrast and then I add some of my own things and
Got
then I'm
it.
like, let's do this, let's do that, and then I find out
Got it.
what I really like.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I just feel like Chat knows me better just because it's been so long. But I'm like, oh, I don't want to get to know someone new. It's like dating, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I just want to stick with what I know.
Basic information from scratch. You know,
I know.
my name is Lora and I like writing.
Like it already knows
Yeah.
my horoscope. It knows my whole big 3. It knows my whole chart.
That's so funny. Yeah,
Sticking
I
with
know.
him. Sticking with
I
Chad.
know. Sometimes when it says like, well, judging from your personality or the things that you really like and enjoy, I think you would love this. And I'm like, wow, this is
It
getting
knows
creepy.
you. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beyond creepy at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so first thing we're going to talk about is AI and creativity.
Yeah.
So, first question. If AI can make art, videos, music, and writing, what makes humans special?
Everything. I am such a, this is gonna sound dramatic, but I'm super human centric, and just because I've been battling AI the whole year while I was teaching, and every single time my students, they wanted to use AI for their essays, and I kept telling them, please, 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 let it be imperfect, let it be with typos and mistakes and whatever, but let it be yours, your voice, your ideas. And a lot of the times they were like, well, you know, it's my ideas, but I can't really write well, so I'm giving AI my ideas, so it's a collaboration. And I'm like, no, but it's not you. Like, it's wrong, especially if you're coming to the university to learn.
Right.
So I feel like the thing that makes creativity, art, whatever it is, yours, is the fact that you're putting your emotions, the way that you feel and formulate it, into it, and then it becomes super special. And I feel like people connect to it even more. The other day I was writing something, and I usually I go to chat and then I ask and I'm like, is this correct? Like, to make sure that it's grammatically correct and stuff. So once I felt something and I wrote like, when my butterflies saw yours, they started making love like crazy and blah, blah, blah. And that's why we couldn't stay away from each other. And then chat was like, no, but like, it doesn't sound right. Butterflies don't really make love to each other. And I'm like,
Interesting. It
no,
tried
but
to
this
be
is how
too
I
correct.
felt. Yeah. And I was like, no, but this is how I felt. And so that's when I understand that you need to still make your own decisions when it comes to creativity, expressing yourself, and that's becoming so much more special than just, you know, something generated. But again, I'm not going to say that I'm not using AI.
Well, no,
Obviously,
at this point you have to use it.
Yeah.
Okay,
about you?
So I think that human connections are more important than ever, are going to continue to be more important than ever. I think that with social media, we started to get very disconnected, even though we feel connected virtually. And I think AI is going to exacerbate that problem and make us enter a more robotic world. And so I think the counter to that is going to be things like this, sitting across someone, conversation. At the end of the day, the human condition is to connect with other humans in person. I don't think anything, no AI tool, no social media
100%.
could take the place of that. And so I think, if anything, I'm kind of glad AI is here because it's going to push us even more towards each other.
Hopefully.
It has to, because otherwise you go into depression if you're just too oriented with tools and AI.
Merci, chat. Merci, chat.
See, an AI couldn't deliver your orzo for you.
My order.
So yeah, I think it's going to be more important than ever to be human and to feel the human condition.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Okay, so do you think that prompting counts as creativity?
I think so. Yeah.
Say more.
I think so because when there's a whole, field working and focused on prompt engineering and how it can be done correctly. I think for me, the reason why I really like it and the reason why I connected to creativity a lot is the fact that I feel like it's connected a lot to word choice, linguistics, the way that you think in terms of words. And based on the way that you formulate the sentence, it gives you a different output. So every single time you're like, and so that's when I keep questioning myself as well. Every single time I write something and I'm like, why is it giving me something else? Like, wasn't it understandable? I thought I formulated it correctly. So then you play around with it. And somebody else's order. So every single time you need to play around with word choice, with explaining, with showing how it could be compared differently so that it understands. So it feels like teaching somebody something. So to me, it has a lot to do with creativity. What do you think about it?
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to say I do not like prompting. As a writer, I do not like prompting. I think for me,
I don't like it either.
It's really hard to write things that are like short, I guess. I even have a problem with captions.
Yeah, I hate it too.
So to me, I'm like, I prefer not to do it. I actually prefer to ask ChatGPT to give me a prompt because to me, I'm like, it's the means to the end. And so I don't look at it as like, ooh, let me spend my creativity on what words I can do so this robot can understand me.
Well,
That's how I feel.
I need to do it for work anyway.
No, it's fine, but I'm saying so I don't look at it as like my source of creativity.
Oh yeah. I don't look at it as my source of creativity as well. It's like if I have to do it, at least I need to look at it from the positive perspective.
Why don't you ask ChatGPT to help you with prompts then? If you ask it to help you with that in other things.
I think it's an ego thing because I'm like, I need to tell you what to do versus you're like, I need to. I mean, I also, while explaining, I also understand what I want. Probably that's also why, because I'm like, so this is something that I want, and then it gives me, and I'm like, I don't think that's what I want, and then I start thinking. I still want to do the thinking and the imagination myself because I'm like, I feel so anxious thinking that it's not letting us think. So I'm trying to put that a lot in it.
So for me, this is how I feel about AI. It's like, now that we're using it, like for me, it's all or nothing. Like if I'm going to use it, I'm going to use it. For me, like also I'm at that point in my career where I've used my brain for like 15 plus years. I think if I was just starting out, I would feel really sad because how could you not use something that's so easy, right? But for me now, I'm like, if I'm using it for everything. Like it's kind of like, I think now I get my source of creativity from other things.
What things?
Honestly, like conversations, podcasts, I don't know, putting together outfits, like colors, like other things.
I love it.
And I think writing for me used to be my real main source of creativity, but now the AI came, I'm just like, you know what? I've been doing this for 15 plus years. If I'm going to use it, I'm going to use it for prompts. I'm going to use it for, Now, granted, I think there's creativity in the way you use AI.
Yeah.
For example, even if I'm using it to prompt something, or if I'm using, I still take the results and I make it my own. I take a little bit of this. You still need a human to discern what's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but for me, like if I'm in, I'm all in.
Yeah.
But I completely understand because, we do have an age difference as well, and it's come into your life maybe sooner in your career than you would have expected.
Yeah, in my career, yes, although I'm gonna say I am super, super grateful that I was able to graduate without
without it. Yeah, in your
without
school's
AI.
career. Yeah.
And at that point, it was like, what if you're just copying and pasting a paragraph from somewhere, that would just be called plagiarism, and then that's it. The only like major AI thing was like turn it in, that was detecting all of that, and you were like, no, I'm not cheating, blah, blah, blah. And now it's getting harder for this generation to do it, and I'm super grateful that I was able to graduate and write everything myself, because now that I'm doing my master's in creative writing, I don't do that, because it's like if I want to be a writer and I'm using AI to write, then like what's the point of the master's and of that profession anyway?
Right, and that's why it begs the question, like, are there going to be writers left? You know what I mean?
Hopefully, yeah.
I know, you're like,
I will be left.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'll be real. AI took my job. AI literally took my job as a copywriter. Like, I mean, yes, there are still companies hiring copywriters, but they're not hiring teams the way that they would back in the day. Like, we had a team of writers, and then we had 3, and then we had 2, and then we had 1, and now we have 0. So it's a weird, it's just like a weird thing to think about something coming and actually taking your job. And I feel it on my own skin. But at the same time, I'm not resentful of it, because what's the point of resenting it when it's something you can't control, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, opportunity to do something different.
How do we live with it?
Yeah.
At first, I was super hesitant when AI just came. I mean, not just came, it was just like a boom situation. And so I was super resistant, because I was like, well, now people are not going to appreciate the non-tech people even more, because they were like, yeah, well, we now even more, we don't need writers, we don't need this, that, and writers like in the bigger sense, not just like creative writers. But then I was like, by hating, I won't be the best professional in the field. So I'll just see how I can use it, and I'll just go with it. Like, you can learn whatever you, as much as possible, and then see what happens.
Totally. Should we take a pause for you to eat, and then we'll come back?
No.
You don't want to? Okay. All right, we're moving on. Okay, we're moving on to therapy and self-help.
I'm just dancing because I love the song.
Okay, so.
Do you love the song?
I do. I mean, if I were to get carried
away.
away.
Have you watched Step Up, by the way? I
the one
this
with
song.
Jenna Dewan and Channing Tatum a while back.
I remember
this song was in it.
It's one of my favorite dances. There's this dance when they do, and there's a lot of water, and then some of the other teams, they're failing to dance in the water, and they're like, and like in this moment, they're like,
nice.
And it's super cool.
Nice.
You need to rewatch that part.
Okay, so we're gonna go to therapy and self-help and AI. So, would you use AI as a therapist?
No, I wouldn't.
Say more.
It's also been told a lot of the times that we shouldn't be trusting AI with medical advice. And I also feel super scared when somebody says, yeah, I asked AI and I'm taking these meds, or I asked AI and AI told me to do this. When it comes to health and like any kind of health, mental health, physical health, all of that, I wouldn't trust. Bless you.
I know.
I wouldn't trust AI when it comes to health. I would probably ask for like technical things connected to that, like where can I find the best.
But why not? Why wouldn't you trust it? If you trust it for other things, why not mental health?
I feel.
Do you think it could lie to you?
I am not sure that it can give me the advice that I need, because I would rather, in that sense, honestly, I would prefer all the human connections that I have around me. And my mom's a psychologist, so that's a whole other thing. But I would prefer all the other connections that I have, even like talking to my friends, over asking for advice. When it comes to mental health, I would probably do my own research and probably ask AI to provide resources, websites, whatever, apps, whatever it is for it. And I don't know, I feel like I have trust issues when it comes to health, when it comes to using AI for health reasons.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so I have an actual therapist. I don't use.
That's even more interesting.
I don't use her currently. I go through my seasons of like when I need her. I feel like I've asked ChatGPT therapist questions about situations that I'm going through that I just need a little quick advice about, but I don't take it as like the God's word. You know what I mean? Like I consult with it. I think for major issues like family traumas, things like that, I don't think you should. But I think for lighthearted things, like trying to not under, because there's things that I've talked to my therapist and I'm like, I'm kind of essentially talking to her about things that I would talk about with my friends, just trying to get a more of objective thing. But the good news is with AI, at least it's not so expensive. So in America, therapy is wildly expensive, and finding a therapist is harder than finding a partner. Like, let me tell you, it took me so long to find a good therapist. So I feel like I would consult with it for little things.
Yeah.
And then
like what? If there's anything that you can share, like
super dating issues.
Things.
Like if someone said something or did something that I didn't understand, like I would want to kind of get. And I've done that before.
I think I would just do it with my friends. I have.
Well, that too. But
but
the problem with friends is like, and
they
humans,
have a perspective.
Everyone has their own perspective and their own biases. And so here's what I'm trying to say. I would take AI and friends' advice with a grain of salt at the end of the day, because everybody comes with their own, their own things.
That's interesting.
But a therapist could have their own biases, of course, but at the end of the day, they're taught not to take things personally and to give you, they don't have skin in the game. Whereas a friend could have a skin in the game. Like a friend could be jealous, a friend could be traumatized by...
What about the cultural context though?
Which cultural context?
Like, for example, if you're talking to somebody from Armenia and then you're asking Chat for advice, but there's lots of things that like there's a cultural component as well.
So I think mine's American because it gives me American.
Okay.
Actually, that's a good one. You could probably tell it like, I live in Armenia, give me that's interesting.
That's interesting because I'm like, because there's things that you just know because you were brought up like that,
right.
And then when it comes to AI, it's like, can you imagine that you're Armenian, blah, 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 and then it's like, I kind of can, but also like theoretically.
No, I probably could. We should try that.
We should try it.
Like give me advice. Like, okay, basically ask ChatGPT, give me advice for American dating versus like Armenia dating, because it's very, very different. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that component. It just, for me, it gives me American advice. I guess it kind of assumes or knows maybe through experience.
But do you think it's like, is it too general or is it actually helpful?
It's been helpful in the past. Again, like I said, I don't take it as like the word of God. Like I just use it as
I think research needs to be done on this topic and being like, can you use it like a relationship coach thing?
I think you could.
And how accurate
and here's the thing, this is where prompting actually does become an art, is depending on what you ask and how you ask it. It really does. I mean, you could lead it down where you need it to go. You could even tell it, like, give me advice, like serious, real advice. Don't sugarcoat things, for example, because it does sugarcoat things a lot.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel good. Yeah. But you could say, like, hey, give it to me straight, for example, and I think that it will. So, interesting. Lora, do you want to eat your food or you want to go a couple more questions?
Let's just do questions.
Okay, so.
She's just a girl.
Okay, what advice would you trust from AI?
Ooh, that's a hard question. Advice. Do you have an answer for it?
Honestly, like I would just trust it as much as I trust my prompting. Like I think I would seriously ask it almost anything, but knowing that I have my own brain to then be able to decipher if I should take the advice or not. Does that make sense? It's like, I think there's also that component of like, ask it, but doesn't necessarily mean what it says is what you have to do, right? Because I think a lot of younger people, because there's been situations, right, where like kids were having issues and they ended up committing suicide because chat like led them to, like, I think if you're impressionable and you're looking to it as like the word of God, then maybe you will. You want to have a bite? Here, have a bite. Have a bite on camera and tell. Give us the taste test. AI can't do that.
Okay, let's do it.
Good? Nice. Okay, you keep eating while I talk. Okay, so I think that it's important that if you ask, that you also then use your brain and your gut to say, you know what, no, that doesn't actually work for me. But again, if you're really, really young and impressionable, I can see how you would maybe take it as the word of God, and that's not good.
I'm gonna say, probably the advice that I would listen to when it comes to AI is advice on, this is gonna sound, I'm super academic today for some reason, but I think like what university would you recommend that I go to pursue my
Really? You would trust
career?
it for that?
I think yes, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I wouldn't like necessarily again.
Yeah, take it as word of God.
Yeah, and take that as like the capital T truth. But I will then be like, you know my skills, you know where I work, you know what I do, and what would be the best university for me, and then what would be, let's say, the best scholarship opportunity for me, because nowadays, if you're, let's say, trying to apply for scholarships, there's so many different guidelines and different factors that you need to take into account. When I was trying to apply for scholarships, every single time, like every single website, there was something that was not for me. Let's say you need to be living here, you need to be like this, like that, blah, 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 whatever. And so I would probably use that, but then double check, whatever. That's that. And then for probably finding great opportunities for a career, because let's say when I'm looking at different opportunities, I'm like, I've seen this company, but I don't know if it's trustworthy. Can you find any information on it? Do you have any data on like the turnover rate? Do you think that this is a trustworthy company? Or I've been trying to find remote side hustle. So I was like, okay, so can you suggest a few options for it? And then they were like, these are the websites. And then I'm like, okay, so are these trustworthy? And then they were like, oh yeah, based on the information, this one is more trustworthy. This is what I would use. And even for work, I've also used for work a lot when it comes to piece of advice. Let's say if we want to work with an agency, let's say to collaborate with an agency, I'm like, okay, so give a few recommendations based on our product company and our focus, and then it analyzes and gives, and then I'm like, okay, so what are the best ones for us, and then it filters out, then it gives, but I also do my own research based on it. So probably those things would be.
Yeah, I mean, I've even asked it about the stock market, what I should invest in, why. It really does give a lot of good information, but as a human, it's up to you to decipher what you want to continue with.
And I also think that there's some things that I don't use, but then you could use to make it even more efficient, which is like a specific formulation of like, imagine that you are a CFO that is working at this company and knows a lot about finance and then this and this and this and this. So I think there's some research that needs to be done on how to formulate it correctly so that it gives you the best and most reliable information. Well, as much as it's possible.
Yeah. Love it. Okay, next we're moving on to AI secrets. Okay.
Yeah.
Confessions we don't want to admit about AI.
I love
Have you used AI to write an email?
Yes, I have.
Me too.
Yeah, I have, because to be very, very transparent here, I didn't want to spend a lot of time on that task. And I hate rejecting people. I just hate. And I needed to reject a collaboration offer. And I was like, how can I say this? But I also want to say this. And all of my thoughts, like the whole mess was put into AI. I was like, please help me formulate a diplomatic reply that includes like a little bit of this and this and this. This is the tone and this is the thing that I want to reject them for. And so it does it. Usually when it comes to other things, I would be like, no, just do it yourself, train yourself and all of that. But that's not the task that I should be spending so much time and effort on. So I was like, please do it. And I did.
Yeah, I've used it, but I think I generally tend to not use it for email for some reason. Like I actually, for some reason, enjoy writing emails. That's where I find my creativity in some ways. Yeah, I do. I genuinely enjoy writing emails.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know, because it allows me to be creative with a human. If that makes sense. Like a direct one-on-one human, and I think
it could also probably mean that it's a letter thing and it's the romantic in you.
Totally. And here's the thing, like when I was doing influencer marketing at Pixar, I feel like a lot of the reasons why people enjoyed working with me was because they could sense it wasn't an AI email. Like I genuinely was writing these emails and using things that I would say, and I think that comes through in an email. Now,
Yeah.
if it's a diplomatic email, that's different. Of course, it has to be professional.
Yeah.
But I think for when it comes to like
For other
back and
emails,
forth,
no, for
yeah,
back and
no, but
forth,
even
it's always
influencer
me.
marketing, like people
Yeah.
use ChatGPT, but for me, I'm like, I want them to hear melody.
Yeah.
Like I have my picture there. I want them when they envision who's on the other end. I think the human connection
Cute.
aspect is still important, and I think
Oh, yeah.
for me
No, I
the
actually
email
changed-
thing
yeah,
for
yeah.
me the email thing is I mean it's literally there's another human on the other end,
Yeah.
as opposed to when you're writing for, let's say, a push notification. Yes, there's human on the other end, but it's like a mass humans as opposed to like one person, and I think that. By the way, I had never expressed it in that way, but that's why emails are so important to me, because I know there's a human on the other end.
Yeah. Well, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah?
I think I mostly use it for rejections when it comes to emails.
Yeah, because you don't know how to say it without.
Because
yeah.
I just feel too stressed about it. But in other cases, it's always me.
Of
And
course.
even with the rejections, I make my own changes. And
Of course,
and
of
sometimes
course.
it's like too dramatic and too abstract, and I'm like, no, don't do that.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
I would just write it this way.
Of course,
Yeah.
totally. Okay.
I love
Have
it.
you used AI for a performance review?
Yes, I have.
Wow. Okay.
I have.
Close your ears, Pixar.
Yeah, I mean, I think my
I'm kidding,
manager
yeah.
knows.
Yeah.
I think my manager knows because I told her.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because me and I recently changed managers, but me and my previous manager, we were working so closely together every single day. She knew everything about what I was doing, like every single thing, and we were collaborating on some of the tasks anyway, so she knew. And so to me, that the performance reviews were always super redundant because I was like, so how do I formulate it if you know this? So I would just do it for, the leadership mostly, if like my manager's manager wants to take a look at it. And so I would just give chat all the bullet points. Because again, this was not the task that I wanted to spend my energy and time on. So I would just give the bullet points and would be like, so this is what I did, this is what I did, this is what I did, and can you formulate it? And then I would add my own data, I would add the details that it missed, and I would just like formulate it super quickly.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I can say I have not. That's where
That's it?
I guess I'm showing where
Why
I put
not,
my
though?
creativity. I think
Is
performance
this
reviews.
another way that you want it to be creative?
I think so. I'm realizing more and more when there's a human on the other end. That's the big thing for me. I didn't realize this about myself, that when there's an actual human on the other end looking personally, I need it to be my words. So I think I'm okay with using it for mass reading, but I'm not okay with using it, I guess, for like one-on-one and also for performance review. I don't know. I find it to be, it's a way. I don't have that relationship with my manager that you did, but like for me, it was like, it's a way for me to like really reflect on everything that I did, and it feels very, very personal. So I just never thought about using AI for it. I just never did.
So funny.
Yeah.
You know what the funny thing is about this video is that we've been discovering the past few months how much we have in common daily.
Yeah.
And now in this video, it's like the total opposite of all the things we
It's
don't
okay.
have
Well,
in
that
common.
also
and I
speaks
love
to
it.
generations, babe.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
Like I'm
I
a
love
millennial,
it.
you're Gen
But
Z.
again,
It's a little
it also
different.
comes from like your relationship with your manager, where you want creativity to
Everyone's
to
different.
be
Yeah.
in your life.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I really liked about this video is like where I am trying to find creativity versus where
me.
you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
I don't find creativity in performance reviews. Like
Yeah.
I reflect on it because
Yeah.
basically it can't do it for me. I am doing it myself. But is this where I want to find creativity? Not really. So I'm focusing
I guess-
rather
I
on
guess
other things.
I wasn't looking at it as that's where I was trying to find my creativity.
No, like one of the places.
But I mean, I wasn't looking at it as, I'm being creative. It's just more like I'm being me.
Yeah.
And I think for me, what I realized through this
Interesting.
conversation is when I'm talking with a human,
Yeah.
I need it to be me because there's something very unique about my voice and
Hands
your voice
down.
and everyone, right? Everyone has a unique way of speaking.
Yeah.
So I think that's so, I did not know this about myself.
I
But
love
that's
that.
where I'm
Yeah.
saying no to AI. But everywhere else, I'm totally okay
Yeah.
with it. If I'm talking to a robot or if I'm talking to masses,
Yeah.
fine. Okay, final one, and then we'll go to Peter's
Love
question.
it.
Have you used it to create a social media post or a caption?
yes, but not fully.
Not for your personal chat.
For my personal, I think I've polished things, but not created from scratch. Like when, let's say, if I'm putting a question on my story and it needs to be shortened or polished, or I want to understand whether it sounds natural or not.
Okay.
In that case, yes. But then again, like initially, I would just give it what I think, and then it would be like, yeah, but it would be better if you formulated it this way. But for work, a lot, I would say, because also a lot of the things, like you would also relate to this probably, a lot of the things have become super tech oriented the past few months. So I would also need a word from chat to understand whether it makes sense or whether there's a tech thing that I missed. And then probably, but it was just a collaboration more rather than just, oh, give me this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I completely use it for work.
Yeah.
Where I've needed it the most
And
is
also,
to Gen Zify.
like we've also been kind of like our CEO, he wants us to use it, and leadership, they want us to
by the
use
way,
it a
like
lot.
I don't think every company at this point knows people use ChatGPT. I don't think that's the bad thing. But for me, where I really needed it is to take my language and make it more Gen Z. Because sometimes on IG and X, when I was running it, there were certain ways that I had to speak that I'm like, okay, this is very millennial and we want to speak a little bit younger. So I had this one chat that says Gen Zify. So I told chat, I said, whatever I put in this chat box, make it a little more Gen Z. So it would give me options. And then from those options, I would pick which one sounded like more us or whatever. So I love it. I love it so much. I'm super proud of doing that because I'm like, what the hell? Like I'm not 20 anymore. I don't know what the kids are saying or whatever. So that was very, very helpful for me. Yeah. And I'm like excited about it.
I love it. But there are also places where I don't let AI go into. So those are, let's say, my articles, unless it's like a punctuation or something like that, which is super small and quick and doesn't really matter. But I don't use AI for that, for sure.
Yeah.
Because for me, even if it goes to the mass audience,
no, but that's different because it's from you. I'm talking about from a company.
Even a company. I just wrote the article on creativity. Remember, I told you about that, and it's so funny that it connects to our topic today. And so when I was writing it, I was like, it probably could have been better if I like asked chat to reformulate things, and then I was like, no. I want even the company article account to have a voice and to have this genuine feeling to it, and I'm trying to also, whatever I'm preaching to my students, I'm trying to embrace it myself as well.
Makes sense.
And be like imperfect, but have my own voice as to where people come towards that genuine feeling versus that it's perfect.
Yeah. Love that. Okay, final question. You ask it.
Yeah, but I need your phone.
Oh, because no, it's the Peter one.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. Oh, you don't remember
it? Yeah, I sent it to you.
Oh,
No.
I know. I just okay. I'll say it. Okay, so you want to say what it's who it's from?
So we are giving a special shout out to our friend Peter, who's our best supporter. How did you say it? Cheerman?
Cheer brother.
Cheerman. Cheer brother. And so he asked us a question and we wanted to get to the question.
Okay, so the question is, I think, something along the lines of, does your creativity change with the changing of seasons?
Oh, yeah. That's true. Answer it first.
Okay, so I never really looked at it as my creativity changing so much as, I guess, my personality or my mood changing, but I guess that does affect creativity. I mean, obviously, the summer season is more creation season, right? Like you're inspired, you're out and about, you're collecting a lot of seeds, and really inspired to create things. Whereas I think, in the winter, especially in Armenia, it's very much like hibernating and being more intrinsic, being more internal, and figuring out like what it is that you care about, what it is that you do want to do, and then summertime and springtime being the season where you actually go ahead and do those things. So I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I think my answer will be similar to yours as well. I think my creativity, not as much creativity, but inspiration more. Probably it goes up and down as the time goes, as the seasons change. Because I am more inspired when it's spring and summer. I'm super inspired because I take longer walks, I meet people, I create memories, I'm more active. And even if the sun is out, simply that, it gives me so much positivity. Even if I'm like burnt out, I can be positive when the weather's sunny. And I have so many things to think about, to write about, to do, and then I'm like, oh, I want to do this, I want to go to this place and that place. But when it's winter, everything goes down for me. Inspiration, mood, everything. And it's super hard for me to find something to hold on to. And I put more effort when it's winter and that. But a lot of the times I also force myself to be creative, even when I feel like there's nothing. I feel anxious when I'm not creating something. So I'm like, no, find a way.
It's just harder in the
like,
winter.
Like, write about the fact that you can't write. Write about the fact that it's super hard to write when it's winter. But it changes a lot.
Of course.
And it changes with the seasons of life as well.
Absolutely.
Like the way that you feel, what is happening in your life, what you want to talk about, what you don't want to, and what kind of thing you want to create. All I know is that I constantly want to create something. And remember I told you this, that recently I've been feeling a bit unhappy because I feel like I wasn't creating enough. And the fact that I didn't have a place to express myself, I would just feel unsatisfied with whatever was happening in my life.
Yeah, well, now the sun is out. Sun's out, guns out, creativity's out. All right, guys.
Is there anything else that you want to say? Like as the last?
Honestly, I think we had a really lovely conversation. I'm glad that we did it outdoors. I'm glad that we talked about AI
series.
because I feel like I haven't really, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts about AI. But I haven't heard any that kind of involves creativity, and I feel like it was a nice little topic to figure out. And I learned kind of a lot about myself and my relationship to AI, that I didn't even know.
Me too.
Yeah. So,
I thought I knew you better now.
Yeah, well, there's always new things to learn. Yeah.
Is there anything that we want to ask our audience?
I mean, give us your thoughts on AI. What's your relationship to AI?
Yeah.
Please
and
tell
also,
us.
if there's any resource that you would recommend, podcast, book, whatever, let us know. We would love to check it out and tell you what we think.
Exactly.
And we will hopefully meet sooner this time.
Yes, and let's let Lora eat her orzo. Bye.